Kenley Jansen, who hasn't thrown in more than a week, faces Riley Greene first in a deadlock in the 9th. And the first pitch is low. As a hitter, as you stand in there, I know it probably didn't matter the most to you, but if somebody's that fresh, what does that register in your mind?
I don't think that really matters.
You're right, Froggy? 1-0. That ball's drilled high in the air, deep right field down the line. That's over the pole, and that is foul. 1-1. What just happened to you? What was that? Did you swallow a caterpillar?
I had a flaming hot Cheeto in between. They got stuck.
1-1. That ball's drilled deep right field. Riley Greene sends it over the wall. It is gone. The Tigers lead. Riley rifles it out of here.
That'll get him fired up. To your point, Jason, whether a guy hasn't pitched in a while, that also means he can make some mistakes. He's probably not as dialed in as normal.
You have to imagine, right? That's called a strike. Keith backs out of the box. Riley Greene shaking off the thunder. Home run number 7 of his season gives the Tigers the lead late night in California.
He hit one foul, and the very next pitch he hit it fair.
He did. Colt's like, what is this? He thought the first one was up, and he was sure of it. And then Kenley hits the bottom rail, and it's a strike. Colt looked like, I have no idea what the strike zone is anymore. 0-2. So he reaches up to tag it. Deep left field, Colt Keith sends this out of the ballpark. Back to back in the 9th. Here we go again. The Tigers decide where the finish line is. Thank you.
Keith is fired up. High fives everywhere.
He was totally bewildered for half a second after the second pitch. He looked like he was dropped here from another planet. Now this one is lifted to left field. Ward does have a play, and there's out number 1 off of Dingler's bat.
You do have to think to some degree, not pitching for 8 days will have its effects. As much as you try to replicate in-game action, I mean, that's a long time for a reliever to go.
First one here is in for a strike.
That one had a little more movement profile to it. Some of them were a little flat. The Tigers are doing a good job. Riley did a good job jumping the cutter. Colt going oppo, that was just, that's a long ways.
Chase Young hits a rocket to right field. That's a base hit. Watch this from Colt Keith, right? He gets called on a strike that's above the zone on the first one. This one is a strike, but considering the first one, he's like, what do I have to do to have a chance in this at bat? And then like 30 seconds later, he does this. You talk about mental fortitude for a young player, for a guy who's been through it.
Keep grinding it out. You never know when the next good one's going to come. I mean, it's just loud right now.
But you've seen, you've seen guys who are young players, second-year major leaguer. Like the next swing is just ridiculous, and you're out.
Very good point.
Colt stayed with it, crushed it, 3-1.
Didn't let the frustration get the best of him.
Right.
Because you will get frustrated, but turn the page quickly.
We all can learn from that. 0-1. Sweeney swings through a high cutter. The Angels in the home ninth will have the top of the order. Neto, Shanuel, and Soler. Will Vest looks like he will be handed the keys to that ninth inning. Toward first is low.
How fun is it when you got a team that just is never out of it? They make things happen. They can come back. I mean, this guy's number 4 all time in saves. They just hit 2 homers, put it back to back, and now there's a runner at first.
Kenley Jansen has seen a ton of baseball. He's seen a ton of teams. 0-2 is clipped into the glove. Strike 3, 2 away. Greene and Keith back to back to start the inning.
Riley hit a home run foul right before this pitch.
That didn't get out by much, but it got out by enough. And then Riley's watching as Colt does what he does. Get a little look, not whole gang style. I love the look at AJ too, by the way. Just all business. All business.
Little cushion.
Oh, 0-1 to Báez. Swing and a miss on a slider from Jansen. 0-2.
He will throw that too once in a while. You know he's got the cutter. Everybody's kind of thinking cutter. He just shook off. He didn't like what the catcher called there.
Here goes Young. That ball is blasted. Javi Báez one more time. Yes, he did. 3 straight games with a homer. Who is this guy?
What is happening?
He's center fielder Javi Báez. That's who he is.
That's a quick way to put up 4 runs. In the big leagues, it can happen really fast, Jason. You start throwing some pitches out over the heart of the plate at about 90 miles an hour, and you get a team that's not afraid of anybody or anything at any time. Flashing barrels. That's going to be the soundtrack for this offense.
Just thunder.
He threw the breaking ball to Javi the pitch before. He shook off to throw this pitch.
You could tell Javi's feeling good the way he looked at that and the way he looked at the one yesterday and the catch he made in center field.
Lovely. It's not over yet.
No, it's not. Base hit for Carpenter.
And some days the stuff's just a little bit flatter. I mean, the cutter's really not doing a whole lot, Jason.
No.
And it just begs to wonder. You get a guy who's used to pitching about every 2 or 3 days, a couple days in a row, and you go a span of about 8.5, 9 days. How much effect that has? You asked me the question earlier. I think we have the answer.
Yeah, it depends on the player, right? And I think that's kind of what you were getting at. It depends on the situation. It depends on the stuff.
Yeah.
But an outing like this does make you wonder that. It's not a guarantee that that's the reason. Sometimes you just have a bad day.
Yeah.
But it's on the docket. He hasn't pitched in over a week.
It makes it look suspicious. Now he will say, no, that's not why. As any baseball player will say. You would think, probably, right? But it does make you wonder.
1 ball, 1 strike on McKinstry.
You're just used to seeing that cutter have a little more action. It's a little flat. It's a little straighter. Kind of turning it into like a 91-mile-an-hour 4-seam almost.
Which you're either going to miss the barrel or you're not, based on that kind of movement, right? Fouled away. It does give Zach McKinstry one more chance to put a hit on the board to continue this hit streak to 12. This is the 8th inning or later in this series. This is game 2 of this series. 13 out of 24. They have wings in Cooperstown dedicated to that kind of batting average. There's a base hit. Do not delete that graphic. Zach McKinstry wants second base, and he gets there easily. That's a double, kids.
12 in a row. Way to go, Zach. They're going to leave him out here. McKinstry extending the hitting streak, and this is going to bring Ron Washington out to the mound. Not the way the Angels had planned it. Going into this inning, going into this day, going into this year.
Yeah, I mean, they started strong. At 7-3 to open the year. 3-13 their last 16. Kenley Jansen.
It's one of those you just got to say, well, didn't have it.
Yeah, I mean, it's 6 hits on the board in the 9th inning. Ron Washington, I don't think he's signaled to the bullpen yet.
There he goes.
Okay.
Buying time.
Sure. Tigers have all kinds of time. Takes as long as you want to round the bases. Jake Eder, who spent a balance of the season with AAA Salt Lake so far, former White Sox and Marlin and Met, who was originally drafted by the Mets. He didn't sign. Then the Marlins took him in the 4th round in 2020. He was traded for Jake Berger back in 2023. And he will face Spencer Torkelson. 2 on for the Tigers, 2 out. This is the 9th batter of the 9th inning. 3 homers in the inning already. And this goes all the way to the backstop. One of his warm-ups was pretty errant as well. And there's a wild pitch. Carpenter scores. It's 6-1.
Welcome to the game. Like he tried to throw a changeup, and it just completely left his fingers before he was ready for it to. No, Hoppy wasn't quick enough back there on the draw to catch it. I mean, when things aren't going well, Jason, sometimes they have a way of continuing to go in that direction.
Yeah, it's unraveled in a big way. 2 nights in a row now. You got Flaherty on the mound tomorrow against Kyle Hendricks, and Ron Washington. This team, they haven't played a whole lot of home games. We've talked about it. This is their 11th home game, the fewest in Major League Baseball. They've been on the road a ton, some cold weather cities and all that comes along with it. But with Mike Trout injured, it's going to be a tough road.
It is. They're at the bottom of the mountain right now, and they're going to have to start inching their way back up.
This would be a 7th straight loss for the Angels. Tigers are still here for 2 more. Reese Olson on the mound on Sunday for the day game. 2-2 to Torque. It's up and out. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Through all of this for the Tigers tonight, 1 walk in the ball game. That was a walk by Jace Young in the 2nd. Everything else balls in play or out of the park.
They start getting the ball in the air. A lot of balls on the ground early. A lot of launch mode balls.
2 fouled away. Our tape room is so ready to show you all those home runs in a row going to break. We call it a rollout in television.
And they're chomping at the bit.
Oh, they are
just having a heyday over there.
Decibel level 100. 3-2 inside. They're going to have to wait to show you those home runs. Torque has walked, and little did we know when he was leaving the yard, what, 25 minutes ago, that Riley Greene was going to swing it again here in the 9th inning.
Bat around.
Wow.
I mean, you kind of figured when Riley hit that one, that might be the only, you know, hey, 1-run lead.
Yeah.
And then boom, Colt. Boom, Javi.
And then maybe boom, Riley again. He wanted to. It's a slider, strike 1. This team is relentless. Greene powers this ball high in the air, right center field. Riley Greene does it again. 2 in the inning. This is an unstoppable force right now.
And 2 in 1 inning. They've scored like 150 runs in the 8 inning or after in the last 2 days. I mean, that ball was deposited. That's 4 home runs in 1 inning.
It is.
If my calculations are correct.
It is Greene, Keith, Baez, Greene.
They threw the ball back from the stands, but I think it's a little too late now to try to disrupt play and get a fight going again.
I would imagine you're right.
I've never seen a guy hit 2 in 1 inning.
Never in your career?
Nope.
I mean, the epic one was the Fernando Tatis just down the road at Chavez Ravine against Chan-Ho Park.
Yeah.
2 grand slams in an inning.
I saw the highlights of that. I just never saw it
right
at the ballpark.
2-0. This is lifted. The crowd is getting raring to go to boo. In left, Ward makes the catch. I told you they were ready to show you the homers. Listen, watch, soak it in.
That was 1.
Yeah.
Is there more?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there is another one. That's an Oppo one, too. They thought 2 was fun. What about 3?
Okay.
Is 3 fun?
3 is
What's
great.
more fun than 3, Jason?
It's 4. It's 4, Andy.
They hit 4 in 1 inning? No, they didn't.
They did. They did. Kerry, your thoughts?
Lovely. Yay.